Hey guys, welcome back. I am BBM Gaming, and today we're here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today, I think we should talk about one of the most underrated champions in this game ever, Ursine Ironhide. Today, we're going to be talking about this guy's abilities, what stats you want to work on, you should prioritize, and what sets will benefit this champion into making him into your team. Now, I have not fully maxed him out, but I can tell you just from him being level 48, he has helped me progress through some things. I pulled him I think it was a week ago. I leveled him up to level 48. Him and Steel Skull have helped me through faction wars like crazy. These two guys just control, healage. Now we're going to go over this guy's kit, and then we're going to go over his stat priorities, and then the sets that you want to use to make this guy absolutely insane. So we're going to switch it up. We're actually going to start from his passive and work our way up to the A1. Ursine Brutality, level 1. Each hit has a 50% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 7.5%. That part I like. This part is a little meh. It's niche, but it's terrible, honestly. Each hit also has a 50% chance of putting one of the target skills on cooldown if the target is under a decreased crit rate buff. So I kind of understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to make you use Ursine Ironhide and Ursine Ice Crusher together to basically benefit Ironhide. But Ice Crusher, not so much, because Ice Crusher, his kit is just absolutely terrible, and he's really not used that much. But Ursine Ironhide is criminally underrated, I think, as a champion for early to mid-game players. And this A3 books to 100% chance and a 4-turn cooldown, attacks all enemies, 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. That is awesome. This can help you in Spider's Den, Dragon, Ice Golem, anywhere that has really high damage bosses or anything like that. Even in the arena, I've seen this guy in Classic Arena and Tag Team Arena that's just absolutely wipes the damage from nukers, and it's ridiculous. Beatback, 4-turn cooldown, 100% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 5%, decrease the target's turn meter by 10% if the target is under decreased attack. Beatback, Ursine Brutality, and Rampaging Swipe synergize so well. This guy's whole kit synergizes so well with his passive. Beatback hits twice, and then has a 10% if they're under a decreased attack debuff. But then Ursine Brutality increases it by another 7.5, which is really good. That can decrease, that's a lot of turn meter decrease. Now this is where I think it synergizes the most, and it's really good. Confounding Crush attacks one enemy, has a 35% chance. Sorry guys, I was reading the buff and debuff chance. I was trying to do the math in my head. Has a 35% chance of increasing the cooldown of the target skills by 1 turn at random. Damage based on defense. All this guy's damage is based on defense. This skill synergizes really well with his passive because he's decreasing the turn meter and he's resetting the target skills by 1 turn, which means they have to wait longer to take their turn to be able to use that ability, which is really, really insane. That's his abilities, guys. We're going to go over his stat priorities now. Alright, so I have it written down. Stat priorities, you probably want to be about 40 to 50,000 HP. Defense, 3,000, 3,500, 4,000, depending on depending on if you're early, mid, or end game. Early, I'd say 2,500. Mid game, 3,500. Late game, between 4,000 5,000, depending if you're free to play or not. Accuracy, at least 200. Just so you can get a base idea of how many times this guy is going to be landing his debuffs, because there's always that 3% chance that you're not going to land your debuffs. And that is annoying when that 3% chance happens. It happens to me a lot. And I have my champions built with pretty high accuracy in it, and it's just annoying. And then the set priorities, well, not really priorities, the sets that I have thought about and gathered together. The defensive stat, it's a 2 set percentage. 15%. I think it's a 15% increase to defense for two of the artifact sets. You can get this in the Ice Golem. And then if you do, I have it for 4 because that's a 30% defense increase. And if you get defense stats on a defense artifact set, that's going to be really good. So if you get a defense percent glove for a defensive artifact set, and then a defense chest for a defensive artifact set, that's going to be a lot of defense. That's really good. And the retaliation for counterattack, you want that A1 going off as much as you possibly can if you use this set, because you want the turn meter to be decreased, and you want their skills to be set on cooldown every time. Stalwart, if you want to build like a really tanky, just control beast, Stalwart is the way to go because you receive, I think it's 30% less damage from AoE attacks. 30% damage taken from AoE attacks. It's a 4-piece set. You can get this in the Dragon's Lair, and you can get the retaliation in the Dragon's Lair. This guy is useful for, like I said, Spider's Den. He's really good for Spider's Den. He can solo from Kaerok Castle all the way up to Durham Forest, which is actually really good in Brutal. Let me just show you guys what he can do real quick. Now this is him by himself. I wouldn't say build this guy out for damage. I would just say build him with high accuracy, high HP, high defense. Almost no crit rate and no crit damage, because you don't want him to be dealing damage. You want him to be landing decreased turn meter, and the decreased attack, and the cooldown of the abilities. And I do apologize if my voice is a little raspy. I'm still recovering from a cold that I had a couple weeks ago. So I'm still a little stuffy, still a little raspy, but I'm feeling a lot better. And my upload schedule hopefully will be every weekend. Not every week, because it has to fluctuate with my work schedule. Okay, he didn't crit enough there, so that kind of sucks, putting me down there, Ursine. But you guys get the idea. He is a really good champion. You can use him just about everywhere. Now, I've been lucky to pull these champions, and I'm free to play. He can do Spider all the way up to stage 11. Which, you have to build the right team around him, but he can do it. So I'm going to take Syl the Drakes out and put him in there, and he's going to help with the turn meter control with Coldheart. His block cooldown skills is not going to help here, mainly because it's because the bosses are immune to it. But the decreased turn meter is really going to help Coldheart keep that turn meter down. Decrease attack, decrease turn meter everywhere. Spiderlings are getting nuked. So she's really not going to be healing that much. And the fact that this guy can be used for Spider's Den makes him extremely valuable, because he can decrease the damage the Spiderlings are doing and the main boss. Because the boss, if there's enough poisons on you, this spider boss can absolutely wipe your team if these Spiderlings get enough poison on you. That's why you want to build someone like Drexstar with high resistance. And if a poison does land, Ursine will be there to put a decreased attack, so that way the Spider Mother or the minions won't be able to absolutely wipe your nuker or your turn meter control champion like Lysandra, Coldheart, any other turn meter control absolute monsters. Coldheart is taking a beating, but Necret is taking care of it because he has an ally protecting the shield on her, which is fantastic, which is why I love Necret. He's an amazing champion. But Ursine Ironhide is probably one of my favorite champions now because of how underrated he is and how surprised people will be of how much his value has skyrocketed. And I think he'd be a great Doom Tower champion against the new Doom Tower boss. The, not Bommel, the other one. I can never remember the other one's name. The one that brings up the mirages or whatever. That one, I think he'll be good. He just died. It's okay. We're going to win this anyway. But once I max him out, I will definitely do a max showcase of Ursine Ironhide for you guys. Once he's fully maxed out, I got the maxed out gear that I possibly can get for him on my account that I can farm up and everything else. I will show you guys a fully maxed out, fully booked Ursine Ironhide. But until then, I will be producing more videos covering different topics. If you guys want to see more champion guides like this, definitely subscribe, share, comment down below what your favorite champion is. Yeah, the spider is just about dead. Almost 3 minutes. Come on, finish it up here. Thank you, Necret. 3 minutes and 1 second. So, Ursine Ironhide, definitely the better two out of the bears. Let's take a look at Ursine Ice Crusher real quick. Ursine Ice Crusher. Block active skills. That's an okay A1. Attacks all enemies, 75% chance of placing a 30% decreased crit rate debuff. Whatever. And then his passive decreases the damage all allies receive from critical hits by 15%. Fills this champion's turn meter by 5% whenever an enemy lands a strong, normal, or weak hit. This passive is good. But if they changed Ursine Ice Crusher's A2 to be a decrease attack for 3 turns, I'd say, I don't think that'd be broken, but I think if you pair, that would be a really good pair for the two bears. Like, if you switch this from a decreased crit rate to a decreased attack, and then tweaked Ursine Ironhide's passive, has a 50% chance of putting one of the target's skills on cooldown if the target is under a decreased attack debuff, then that is really going to buff the amount of value these bears have together. Like I said, Ursine Ironhide is the better one of the two bears because he has so much synergy with his kit, while Ursine Ice Crusher is just the one that gets left out. Don't get me wrong, he's got really good base stats. He's a little slow, but all defensive champions are slow. They usually have really high defense, 1400 defense, which is really good. How much does Ursine have? 1200 defense. So Ursine has the better skills, but wait, I'm sorry, Ursine. What? Ironhide has the better skills, but Ice Crusher has the better stats. Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up the video for Ursine Ice Crusher, or Ursine Ironhide. Oh my god, I can't remember their names. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Should I upload a video of a fully maxed Ursine Ironhide, run him in the arena, and everything else? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My name is BBM Gaming, and I will catch you guys